Hey guys, Tony Porter, Tabletop Baseball Digest, and here we are with the continuation of my 1974 Fall Classic Baseball replay. It's a 5-team replay, so these stats are going to be compared to the replay baseball stats, and we're going to see how they compare and how they contrast. So in this game, it is the Yankees, and the Yankees are at Minnesota. It's Joe Decker on the mound for the Twins. Joe Decker with 37 games started in 1974, 1.3 whip, 16-14 record, pitched 249 innings. He will be facing the spot starter, Dick Tidrow, who's actually in 74 started 25 games and had 5 complete games, 191 innings pitched with a 1.3 whip. So let's get started. It's going to be Elliot Maddox leading off. We are using Replay Baseball as our helper. Sometimes I use Replay, sometimes I use Digital Diamond Baseball. Probably the best bang for your buck is Digital Diamond Baseball. Although I prefer Replay because the input element is much more automatic and it doesn't interfere at all with your thinking or with the game. Everything is a one click. If you've seen, I'm probably going to have to do another tutorial so it pops up again. And now that I've been using it for several years, I still don't know everything about it. Regardless of what I do, I never seem to know everything about anything. There's always guys that say, hey, why don't you add the pictures to Digital Diamond? It's quick and easy. And then they send me, 13 steps to follow to be able to do that. And I'm like, wow, just to figure that out, it's going to take me a while. Anyway, all right. So let's get started. Let's play some ball. This is Tony Porter, and it is New York at Minnesota. Let's look quickly at the lineups. The lineups for the Yankees leading off, it's White. So I don't think I actually got these and put these in order. I'm not sure if I did or if I didn't. I thought I did, but White is in there and White isn't in there. So let's find Roy White to lead off. Let's see what happened to Roy White. Found him. He's in there now. So Roy White, Elliot Maddox, Bobby Mercer, Ron Blomberg, Greg Nettles, and Chris Chambliss, the first 6. Then it's Dempsey, Mason, and Stanley. Mason is at short, and Stanley is at second. Fred Chicken Stanley. Joe Decker with the pitch to Roy White. And that's a 36, which will end up being a pop-up to the middle infield, and that is the shortstop. Gomez calls for it, and he makes the catch for out number 1 in the infield. From third base to first, it's Soderholm, Gomez, Carew, and Holt. Behind the plate is Hundley. In the outfield from left to right, Braun, Bry, and Darwin. Here's Roy White. No, Roy White just batted. Here is Elliot Maddox and a 63, which will be a grounder to third base. Scooped up by Soderholm, and the throw to first is out number 2. We are in the first inning. And here's Lou Piniella, Lou 43, and a 43 will end up being a line out to the first baseman. So, actually, no, excuse me. It is Mercer who's batting third, and a 43 will be a line out to the first baseman. Holt rips it, and Holt is right there to snag it. So it's an L3. And we go to the bottom of the first. In the bottom of the first, for the home team, the Minnesota Twins, 19-23. The Yankees are 26-23, fourth place. The Twins are in fourth place in the West. And it's Carew, Braun, Oliva, Darwin, Holt, and Bry, Soderholm, Hundley, and Gomez. Let's do it. Rod Carew leads off, 385 average. Here's the pitch from Dick Tidrow. 21, and that is lined and caught by the pitcher. Ripped right up the middle, and Tidrow, in self-defense, grabs it, snatches it out of the air. It was on fire. There were flames coming out of that baseball. Here's next batter, Steve Braun. Pitch from Tidrow with a 26, and against a righty, that is line base hit. Base hit to left center field, so he goes oppo against Tidrow, and he's on at first. That 26 won't lead to a... So Braun hits righties extremely well. Here's Tony Oliva, who's an A hit and run. So we're going to send Braun. There he goes, and a 5. Ooh, a 5 is not going to do it. A 5 will be a runner advance, I believe. Yes, it is. Bounce to the first baseman, Chambliss. Only one play, and that's a step on first. 2 down. The cleanup hitter is Bobby Darwin. Now, Darwin had an excellent season in 1974. 13 doubles, 7 triples, 25 home runs, 94 RBIs with a 264 average. Yes, sir. He played the whole season, so he was a star on the Twins. And that's going to be a 33, and that's going to be ripped base hit to left. And Braun will, is he fast? That's the question. If he's fast, he scores. Otherwise, he's going to pull up at third base. And Braun is average, and he pulls up at third base. So it's first and third now, and here comes Jim Holt, a lefty hitter with 200 at bats. He batted 254 with no home runs, so not really a power guy for a first baseman. You'd expect him to be a power guy. Here's a pitch from Tidrow with a 24, and that'll be a 1-3 hit by pitch. -1 on Tidrow makes it a 1-2, but we roll at 9, and that's lifted to right. Mercer towards the line a few steps and under it, and that is all she wrote for the first inning. Here comes the top of the second inning, my friends. And this is a quick and easy, a shorter version of my replays. Just heads up on that. All right, bottom of the third, 1 out. It is Braun on second base after a double. Is Carew. And Tidrow gets a sign from Dempsey, and he's ready to roll. Here's the pitch, and that's a 23, which will be lined to first base. Is this a double play? And no, it is not. It's ripped and caught by the first baseman. Quick throw to second base, but not in time to get Carew. He is back, read it well right off the bat. But it's ripped to the first baseman, Chambliss, who reacted quickly and got it to shortstop, but Carew was back. And here is Tony Oliva. 2 out, runner in scoring position, and a pitch to Oliva. And that is a 54 result, which is usually a wild pitcher pass ball with a 12. Dick Tidrow is a 9, so that'll be a ball in the dirt and blocked by the catcher, Dempsey. Now, I'll always take a quick peek at the catcher just in case his pass ball rating is a 1, so that 9 is way above that. So he'll just block it, and here's another pitch to Oliva. And that's going to be a 25, which is bounced to second base. Fred Stanley over to first, and that retires the side. We go to top of the fourth. Here is Bobby Mercer leading off against Joe Decker. And that is a 22, which is a 17. That's ball 4. Ball 4, and we're going to have an opportunity for a pickoff. No pickoff. And there he goes with the stolen base, and he is safe. Throw down, not in time. So a quick release by the catcher Hundley, but not in time to get Mercer. All right, so let's see. Hold on quickly. I got my dogs welcoming somebody. All right, Ron Blomberg up now, and with Mercer just stole second base. And here's the pitch from Decker, and that's line, base hit. And Mercer's going to come around third to score, and it's the Yankees take the early lead, 1-0 here in the top of the fourth. And Ron Blomberg comes up with a rope to right field. Darwin plays it on a hop, gets it into Carew, and Blomberg is in there with the RBI single. Ron Blomberg. And here's Greg Nettles. He steps to the plate. Lefty hitter. Here's the pitch from Decker, and that's going to be a 56. He checks his swing. They check with the third base umpire. He went around. That's the first out of the inning. And Chris Chambliss, lefty hitter. Here's the pitch to Chambliss at 26 against a righty. That's a ground ball, and that's through for a base hit. And Blomberg will stop at second base on that. Rick Dempsey next. Rick Dempsey bats from the right side. He batted .239 in 1974 in 43 games with 100 at bats. Here's the pitch, and that's a 13, which a hard hit ball to short. Gomez flips to Carew. Carew with the relay to first in time, 6-4-3. Tailor-made double play. And that ends the inning, but the Yankees pick up that one big run. And they lead at 1-0, go to the bottom of the fourth. Here is Bobby Darwin. Did I call him Danny? Okay, so this is a 31. This is going to be a base hit single, little blooper over the head of Mason. It drops in front of, drops in between Maddox, White, and Mason. On a 31, I play this as a range play. It's how I play it. I like to kind of integrate a little bit more defense, and that does it. But in this case, nobody's going to get to it. It's a high roll of a 20, so I know there's no outfielders that are 20, or that shortstop is not a 20 range either. So Holt now, Danny Darwin gets on with a little blooper, and it's Jim Holt, a good hit and run guy, and there he goes, and a 9 will be a what? A 9. There goes the runner. The 9 is going to be, if he's an A, he is. It's going to be a bouncer to second base. Stanley up with it. And there's only one play, and that's the first. The runner was on the go, and that prevented the force. So that puts a runner in scoring position for the right-hander, Steve Bry. Here's the pitch, and that's a 22. That's line base hit with a 14, and a 14 says he scores from second base. The game is tied. Steve Bry. Next up, Eric Soderholm. Tidrow gets the sign from Dempsey. He's ready. Looks at Bry at first, and the pitch to Soderholm. And a 45 will end up being a 3, which a strong arm first baseman turns it into a double play. I don't know what Chris Chambliss is. Chris Chambliss is a strong arm first baseman. So he picks it up, goes to second for 1, back to first. 3-6-3 double play for the Yanks. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Okay, so Tidrow allowed a walk, a hit, and a walk. Actually, it's a single and 2 consecutive walks. That loads the bases. Holt at third, Bry at second, Soderholm at first with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And who's up? It is Randy Hundley. Randy Hundley with 88 at bats, 32 games, 2.00 and a 193 batting average. And Dick Tidrow gets the sign from Dempsey. He's ready, and here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 65, which is going to be a bouncer to second base. Stanley flips to the shortstop, Mason, and that retires the side. We go to the top of the 7th. It is a 1-1 ball game, 1-9-0 for Minnesota, and 1-3-1 for the Yankees. So Greg Nettles is going to lead it off against Joe Decker. Here's the pitch, and that is a 56, and he swings and misses at a curveball way out in front. And here's Chris Chambliss, the pitch to Chambliss with a 42, and that'll be ball 4. So Chambliss walks. He is fast in 1974. Here's Rick Dempsey, who's a hit-and-run guy. He's an A hit-and-run guy. There goes Chambliss, and a 5 is going to be a ground ball to the first baseman, and moving to second is Chambliss. So with 2 outs, a runner in scoring position. And it's Jim Mason, the light-hitting Jim Mason, but he'll surprise you every so often. Here he lines one base hit that falls in front of Darwin. Will Chambliss score on a 19? Yes, they're waving him around, and he'll come in to score with no throw. The throw goes to Carew, and that's an RBI single by Mason. Big run, and that puts the Yankees up 2-1 here at the top of the 7th. Next up is Fred Stanley, the pitch from Decker, and that's a 12. Which will be ripped and caught by the pitcher. So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch. Get your brewski at the local concession before they close down. Stretch, and let's sing the ball game song. Here is Luis Gomez now against Dick Tidrow. Both starting pitchers are still in there. That's just my style. 31. Now that is going to be a range play with a 2. Let's see who's going to get that. And coming hard is The third baseman dives and, oh, what a play down the line. Picks it up, back on his feet. Long throw to first in time. Greg Nettles saves a double down the line. Makes an outstanding play. A web gem by Greg Nettles. So Gomez hits a BB down the line, and Nettles out of nowhere makes a dive, picks it up, throws the first, and in time. One away. Here is Rod Carew with a 21, and that'll be a fly ball left field. White, 2 down. And here's Braun, Steve Braun with a 35, and that 35 will be a ground ball up the middle, and that's a base hit into center field. So Braun is on with a single. He's an average speed guy. Here's Tony Oliva. Pitch from Tidrow, and that's a 13, which will be lined and caught by Chambliss. Been a lot of line drives in this game. So it was ripped down the line, but Chambliss was waiting for it. Top of the 8th now. Roy White leads off. 2-1 Yankees. Here's a pitch, and that's a 33, and that is ripped for a base hit. Center field. And that is White is on. Maddox is a 5 bunt. He's going to square, and that is a good bunt to the first baseman. Moving to second into scoring position is White. And here is Bobby Mercer, the lefty. Here's the pitch from Decker, and that's going to be a 65 -2. It's an 11. That's a deep drive to right. Way back. That ball is gone. Home run. 2-run shot for Bobby Mercer. That is Bobby's 7th home run of the season. Drives in 2, and the Yankees now have a 4-1 lead. All right, it's first and second, and here comes Eric Soderholm. We're going to call on Sparky Lyle. Two singles in this inning and an out, so there's 1 out. Tidrow's going to get pulled. Sparky Lyle is in there with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning, and it's Eric Soderholm. Here's the pitch from Lyle with a 31, and that's going to be a range play. And let's see who's going to get it. That's going to be the second baseman up the middle, and Stanley dives back on his feet, flips to the shortstop. It's going to be a 4-6. Great play by Stanley. So there's been nothing but great defense. Now let's double check Stanley's range play, because I rolled a 3. I'm giving him credit for it. But at second base, he is an 11, so he plays a decent second base. He's got good range at second base. All right, so runners on first and third now with 2 outs, and here is Randy Hundley. And Lyle gets the sign from Dempsey. He's ready. Here's the pitch, and that's a 62. Strike 3, and Lyle gets out of the inning. So it's 4-1. We go to the top of the 9th. It is Chris Chambliss. Decker is still in there. Now, Decker had 11 complete games. We can replace Decker. That's not a big problem. Let's take a quick look. Decker, let's see. How many pitches has he thrown? Decker's pitched 32 innings. He's allowed 31. So we're going to pull him just like that and not worry about it. It's going to be a lefty named Butler who's going to come in. So let's grab Butler from the stack of cards. Let's see. Hopefully Butler's in there. Let's see. I don't see him. Oh, there he is. Bill Butler. There he comes. He's a lefty. We're going to roll for him, and he will have his B stuff. He will have his B stuff. All right. So Butler comes in with his B stuff against the lefty Chambliss, lefty on lefty. And here's the pitch to Chambliss. And that's going to be a 31. That's going to be a range play. Let's see who gets it. 31. It's going to be a shortstop. Gomez. I don't know what Gomez is. It's short. He's a 12. He dives for it. On his feet. Throw to first in time. Great play by Gomez. So web gem after web gem in this game. And it's Rick Dempsey. He bats from the right side. Butler gets a sign from Hundley. He pitches, and it's a 31. Another range play. This time it's an 11 roll, and it's going to be on the third baseman. I don't know what the third baseman's range is. Soderholm. He's got to have at least an 11 to make this play. Otherwise, it's going to go by him for a base hit single. And he is at third base. He's a 10, so that ball hits off his glove. He slows it down, gets up, goes into the outfield. There's no chance at first base. It's an infield single for Dempsey. Up comes Mason. 1 out, 1 on, top of the 9th. And Jim Mason, here's the pitch, and a 54. That's going to be a possible pass ball or wild pitch. And it's, men on base Wilder chart. We're going to go to the Wilder chart. Let's do that. Wilder chart says balk, possible balk. Let's see if the lead runner is an F. Lead runner is not. Dempsey is no F. No, he's not F. So if he's an F, then it's a balk. A runner, which he is, I believe. He is an A runner. Then it's a balk if D20 is 20. Do not re-roll. It is not. It's an 11. So there's no balk if it's an S runner. Okay, so nothing happens. Let's again pitch to Mason. Here it is. It's a 66. That's going to be a drive down the line. Fair ball into the corner. Let's see if Dempsey can score on this. It's a 9, and he will stop at third. So it's going to be a double, and they're going to hold up Dempsey at third base, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, the second baseman, Fred Stanley. I'm going to let Stanley bat here in a game that the Yankees lead 4-1. The infield will be in. Here's the pitch, and that's a 34, and the 34 will be a hard hit ball to center field. Now on a 4, 10 on a 4, it is a shallow line drive, and Bry is right there, and nobody will get a chance to tag up. And 2 outs now. The batter is Roy White. Roy White is ready. Switch hitter, bats from the right side against the lefty Butler. Here's the pitch, and that's a 31, and that's going to be another range play. And this one looks like it's going to get caught because it's really low. That's the second baseman, and hard hit ball in the hole, and Carew dives, comes up with it, gets on his feet, whips it to Holt at first, and that is out number 3. Holy smokes, I roll that 4 there, and Carew is at second base is a 7, so he barely got to that. But Gomez will lead off, and against Lyle, we will bring somebody like, let's bring in like a Thompson. Let's bring a Danny Thompson in there to pinch hit for Luis Gomez, the light-hitting infielder. So Danny Thompson's going to come in against Lyle. And here's the pitch from Lyle. And that's going to be a 54. We're going to pull a card and see what it says. It says that E rating. Check the E rating. Ooh, a 2 on left field. So that's a fly ball in the gap. Roy White, he gets there, and Roy White will boot it. And that is going to be a single. No, it's a single and an error. So it didn't hit his glove, but Roy White had a problem picking it up. So it's going to be a single and an E7. And it's Rod Carew now. So it's a base hit error that puts Thompson at second base with nobody out here. In the bottom of the 9th, the Yankees lead 4-1. It's the Twins with the top of the order. Who's coming up? This is who you're going to see. Carew, Braun, Oliva, and Darwin. You may even see Larry Heisel come up. Here's the pitch to Carew. 41, and that's ball 4. Lyle gets the first 2 men on base in this inning, and it's going to be Braun. Braun is a lefty. We may bring up Heisel, he's a power hitter. Heisel's a power hitter, and a home run here will tie the game at 4. So let's see what Heisel can do. And he steps in. He's ready. Here's the pitch from Lyle. And that's a 51, which is a potential error. Let's see what happens. And, ooh, a 5 may be an error. 51 is going to be to the third baseman, Nettles. And Nettles, grounder to Nettles. And what does Nettles do with it? Nettles, where is he? Come on, Nettles, come up. And Nettles boots it. He's a 6, and I rolled the 5. So that's an error on the third baseman. The 51 says a 1-base error, so the bases are loaded. The Yankees with 2 errors here in this inning. So the tying run now is at first base, and it's Tony Oliva. Tony Oliva, lefty hitter, and he batted 285 with 13 home runs. Here's the pitch from Lyle. And that's going to be a 31. This is like the 10th time it's going to be a blooper to right center field, and no, to left center field. And Nettles on the outfield grass dives and makes the catch. Greg Nettles with what a catch. So that's going to be a pop up to third base, and bases are loaded. Next up is Darwin. Bases loaded, 1 out. Here's the pitch from Lyle, and that's a 22. That's going to be 15. Struck him out. Slider gets Darwin. And here comes the lefty Holt. We're going to go to a righty. We're going to bring Killebrew, Harmon Killebrew. He is ready to roll. So let's grab Killebrew. He's going to come up with the bases loaded. So a mistake by Lyle will give a home run here. A mistake by Lyle and a home run by Killebrew will give the Twins the game 5-4. Here's the pitch. And we have a 64. Ooh. And it's a fly ball deep right field. Back goes Mercer to the track and makes the catch. The ball game is over. Final score, Yankees 4, Twins 1. It is 4-8-3 for the Yankees, 1-13-0 for the Twins. The Yankees improve their record to 27-13. The Twins drop to 19-24. Dick Tidrow is going to get the win, 6-4. Joe Decker gets the loss, 2-4. Sparky Lyle picks up his 6th save. Doesn't have a mustache yet in this picture. And Dick Tidrow, of course, is the MVP. Anything that stands out in this box score, let's take a quick look. 2 for 3 for Mason. He's batting .208. Every so often he'll pick up a couple of hits. Carew's batting .388. He did bat in the 350s in 74, I believe. Braun went 2 for 4, batting .252. 3 for 5 was Darwin. He's batting .257. 3 for 3 was Bry. He's batting .348. And that's about it. Mercer hit his 7th home run in this game. And Tidrow went 7 innings, 7 1/3, 12 hits, 1 earned run, brought his ERA down to 3.06. And Lyle pitched an inning and 2/3, did not allow a run, and was a walk. Gave up a hit and a walk and 2 strikeouts. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe my channel. Also comment. Let me know how you feel